Hey guys, welcome to Wrestle Kingdom. Latest news, updates on CM Punk vs Seth Rollins, updates on The Rock vs Cody and Roman Reigns, Chris Jericho on getting hit for calling The Undertaker boring, Sami Zayn is the honorary Uce for life, updates on Swerve Strickland and so much more. The latest rumors indicates that WWE is currently planning to book CM Punk vs Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 41. Also says The Rock vs Cody is more likely to happen at WrestleMania 41, with The Rock vs Roman Reigns taking place at WrestleMania 42. Updates on Michael J. White. Michael J. White was evaluated for a potential in-ring return at a recent AEW TV taping, but he still isn't clear. It sounded like the original plan for him was to be part of Casino Gauntlet match, but it did not happen. Updates on Alexa Bliss return to WWE. There is a lot of speculation about Alexa Bliss returning to WWE soon after she posted a Tyler Swift GIF on social media with the caption, "Are you ready for it?" Updates on tag team titles. PW insiders mentioned there are discussions in WWE about featuring tag team titles more on premium live events. The goal is to make sure there are stories in place for these titles due to limited spots on PLEs. The Undertaker says the time he realized to stop wrestling. WWE Hall of Famer The Undertaker had the final match of his career against AJ Styles at WrestleMania 36 and has remained content with retiring from in-ring competition ever since. However, the Phenom The Undertaker recently opened up about which match made him to realize he needed to step back and stop wrestling. Speaking on Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast, The Undertaker reflects on his match with Goldberg at Super Showdown 2019. He explained that he physically felt helpless and trying to make the match better after getting off to a rocky start. "Man, it was horrible, the match that I had with Goldberg in Saudi Arabia. There was never a time in my career where I didn't feel like no matter what happened, I couldn't figure out a way to make it a lot work better. And it makes sense get it back on track and still have a decent match, and he got concussed early on. It's 98 degrees at midnight in the desert, and it was just like a train wreck. And the more I tried to fix it, the worse it got. I'm not pointing fingers, it's just one of those things that happened where like I just didn't have it in me physically anymore to make things right." Speak of The Undertaker, the time that Chris Jericho got a lot of heat for calling The Undertaker boring. On a recent edition of his Talk is Jericho podcast, Chris Jericho recalled a second promo in WWE in August 1999, where he referred to The Undertaker as boring, leading to backstage heat. He said, "I did a promo on The Undertaker on Tuesday. Originally it was supposed to be a promo for Steve Austin, but I think Steve Austin said, screw that, I'm not doing it. My idea at that time was I was just going to bury all the top stars and tell them how boring they are. I told The Undertaker how boring he was after he just delivered a 10-minute super boring promo. I got so much heat for that. I remember Shawn Michaels said, word of advice, something you might not want to do on the second night in the company is tell the top star in the company how boring he is." Juice said Sami Zayn is an honorary Uce for life. During a recent appearance at Fanatic Fest New York City, WWE superstar Jey Uso talked about joining forces with Sami Zayn on WWE Raw following their separation from the Bloodline. Jey Uso and Sami Zayn teamed up to defeat Finn Balor and JD McDonough last Monday Night Raw. "Sami Zayn is an honorary Uce for life. He is the only one on Raw that I trust. He took me in when I first came to Raw. Sami Zayn is my brother for sure." Speak of Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn and Ivar went stem cell therapy, and Ivar is out of action due to an injury. Paul Heyman speaks that he is not returning yet. The original tribal chief, Roman Reigns, returned to WWE television at SummerSlam 2024. However, Paul Heyman was with him at the backstage. During a recent interview with Sam Roberts at the Fanatic Fest in New York City, the wise man was asked about when he might return to WWE television. He said, "What I want to do is just to be on television for the sake of being on television. Everything we do has to be relevant. That's the whole theory behind the island of relevancy. If I were to come back at SummerSlam with Roman Reigns, it wouldn't have meant anything. There was nothing for me to contribute to that moment. If I had to come back last week on television with Roman Reigns, there is nothing for me to do. I could have introduced him, okay, but that's a moment, and it's not a moment that extends. If you really want to know if I'm coming back and when I'm coming back, stay tuned, you ain't seen nothing yet." Updates on Carmelo Hayes and Andrade. WWE officials reportedly impressed with Carmelo Hayes and Andrade's storyline. WWE SmackDown's Carmelo Hayes and Andrade have been impressing all the right people backstage with their ongoing feud, it has been claimed. The two former WWE NXT champions have been battling it out on SmackDown for weeks. Fightful Select is reporting that Andrade and Carmelo Hayes have received high marks for their storytelling in the ring and getting the audience invested in their feud. The report adds that this was pretty much expected given the immense talent of both men involved in the program. The pair's most recent match took place on August 16 edition of WWE SmackDown, in which Carmelo Hayes got the win. Updates on Swerve Strickland. Swerve Strickland signed new deal with AEW. Swerve Strickland has signed a new contract with AEW All Elite Wrestling. During the AEW All in Zero Hour pre-show, it was announced that the former AEW World Champion has signed a new deal with the company. If you liked the video, make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see all of you on the next one.